Okay, so we're back with the next part, and obviously the news broke earlier that Leroy Sane has refused to sign a contract at Manchester City. Pep came out with some pretty kind words and said, it's a real shame that he's not going to do it. He really wanted him to stay, thinks he's a wonderful player, but yes, he's not going to sign a contract. So, what were your initial thoughts here in the final nail in the coffin for Leroy Sane at Manchester City? Then, Tom, what are your thoughts, mate?
Well, Leroy, where do we start? Bless him. I give him nothing but best wishes in his next chapter of his footballing career, because he played three or four outstanding seasons for us. Unfortunately, this last season's been impacted with injuries, hasn't it? So that's a shame. Obviously, maybe he could have handled the situations a bit better, him and his agent with City, but in the end, he wanted to move to Bayern Munich last summer, and his injury caused him, unfortunately, not to. So you can't really blame him for not really being interested this past year if his heart was set on Bayern Munich. And to be fair to him, last year, he didn't really cause a fuss about going. It was not in the media as much. And to be honest, I'd rather support him in his next chapter rather than be against him. We can leave it for the Liverpool fans to be slagging off players that leave the club for different reasons, like they did with Sterling and like they did with Coutinho. I won't be setting fire to Leroy Sané's shirt in the street after he leaves, because I wish nothing but the best in his next chapter in his footballing career.
Okay, Chris, what are your thoughts, mate? Obviously, there's not much loyalty in football. We know that, unless you are a local lad or something like that. So, what are your thoughts on the whole Leroy Sané thing?
Well, the same really what Tom said, because we're not a cult. We're not nutters like some other clubs. I know Leroy watches this every week, Andy, and I just want to wish him all the very best, because he has had me out of my seat more than most players has. A really exciting footballer. I just hope the move goes well for him. I'm disappointed he's going to Bayern Munich, because I look at them as just another Man United, just a club who bully other teams, basically. But yeah, I wish Leroy all the best. He has given me many moments where I've just gone, wow. He has given me moments where I thought, come on, get your arse in gear. But yeah, a really great player. But I wish him the best.
Okay, Carl in Washington. What are your thoughts on Leroy and the announcement tonight that he's not going to sign an extended contract at City, and it looks like he is going?
Disappointed, Andy. I really like Leroy. In fact, Leroy's on my daughter's phone. The screenshot. He's on her phone, and really love the guy. Great kid. I want to thank you, Leroy, for that goal against Liverpool last year in January. Because of that goal, you go with my blessing. I wish you all the best. When you get to Bayern Munich, go show them that you've learned a lot from Pep Guardiola, and respect the club that you came from, respect the owners, respect the coach, and flourish.
Okay, Alan, I'm going to bring you in, mate. What are your thoughts on the announcement today?
It's not a surprise.
Yeah,
it's not a surprise. I'll be honest with you, because I sort of knew that he refused to sign 3 contracts. He's a wonderful player. I wish he would have signed, but we knew he wasn't signing 12 months ago. Unfortunately, he got injured, so we're going to lose money on him. That's what I'm angry about. We are going to lose money on him because we could have got more for him last year. But you can't have a player that doesn't want to sign contracts and he's only in the last year of his contract. We need money off him so we can go and buy a central defender. He's a good player. We know he's a good player. He can be lazy, which we know he can be. But I hope he does all right Bayern Munich, but not too well, because he's taking a step down.
Okay, Martin is just dying to get stuck into Leroy here. So come on, you've slagged him off.
Go on, Martin.
You've slagged him off for about 12 months. So come on, here's your chance for your final say going, I told you, I hate him, his attitude. Blah, blah, blah. It's over to you, mate. The floor is yours.
I'm wondering what you lot are all drinking personally, because of what Kool-Aid you're all on. I don't know. He's had 4 fantastic seasons. He's had 2. I don't know what someone I don't know what someone watched in the season where he spent half of it sat on a bench.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what
Marty,
to call him
for
that.
God's sake, why are you slagging him off? For Christ's sake.
Because
You weren't slagging him off
I'm
last
not
year.
drinking from the same Kool-Aid who sat there going, I remember, he scored a cracking goal at home against Liverpool, one is the thing.
Everything else.
Right,
Scored a cracking goal away
Tom,
at United. Scored a cracking goal away at United. He's done more than just score 2 goals. He's won us 2 bloody titles in the past 2 years.
Tom, well, let me speak and I'll explain a bit.
Go on then.
He also then went away to Burnley where he started, and my grandma showed more effort. So
sorry. 1 trip against Burnley. Oh, bloody hell, out of 4 years.
Away at Leicester, I was there. Didn't bother either. Every single time he scored a goal, the next game he started, he was awful and got dropped back to the bench. Pep Guardiola came out and said he needs to start listening to what we're telling him to improve him, and then he'll start. Did he do it? No. He sulked and he moaned with his hands on his hips because he wanted out the door. Fair enough.
I agree with you on that, Martin.
I'm gutted he's leaving. Of course I am. But whether we like it or not, he's going to Bayern Munich. We have to get on with it. I don't wish it. I'm not going to sit and go, I wish him every success, because Bayern Munich are now our competitors. So I ain't going to sit there and wish him the best success, because that means Bayern Munich are knocking us out of Champions Leagues and everything else. So, you know.
He said he don't put any work rate in, so how can they knock us out of Champions League if he's crap?
He's taking a step down. So
sorry, Tom, did I say crap? No, I didn't say we crap. I said he was lazy, so don't put words in my mouth. I said he was lazy.
Don't say that he's been crap. Don't say that he's not put effort in.
Tom, I go to the games as well as you. I see what I see. And if you can't have the loving, I've been on Facebook and Twitter tonight. City fans ain't giving him a loving. So
more for them. We're turning more and more like Liverpool as we go on then, aren't we?
How am we?
Because we need to respect him for what he's done.
Has he respected us? Question. Has he respected us for 2 years? Yes or no? Don't give me the 2 years he played fantastic.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. Because you have to remember
all this tension.
All this tension, has happened over the year. He hasn't played. It's happened over a year. Because this time last year, Martin, you'd have said that Leroy Sane was class, and that's the difference.
No, because I didn't, and you asked Andy that.
We have some sort of automatic
let's
thing
give
where...
a fact here. You asked Andy what I was saying about Leroy last season. I wasn't sat there going, he was fantastic, because I wasn't.
Well,
that's fact.
Well, he's one of the reasons why we won the league last year, so I don't know where you're saying he's been rubbish at. I can't see it. You just need to give him a little bit of respect, because he's one of our players and he's done a lot for us.
When someone shows the bad respect, I show them respect.
Has he come out into the press and slagged us off? No, he hasn't done what James Milner's done, and he still gets respect from half of the bloody Etihad every time he comes.
I don't. I actually hear a load of booing where I sit when Milner comes out. I don't know where you sit.
No, there's some people who still think Milner's all right. No, I don't. I think he's an absolute you-know-what.
9 times out of 10, I hear nothing but booing when Milner touches the ball.
He's gone to the Birmingham, hasn't he? How can you
cheer for him? All I'm worried is I don't want us to turn into Scousers, because we've got some good ones on. Liverpool fans.
I will not say Sane's awful. He can be world class, and the reason I'm upset is because he's leaving. But I'm not having this. He showed his respect. He's been outstanding for 4 years, because he hasn't. Let's not lie. Let's be honest.
All right.
So Sane.
So Sane's an arse because he didn't sign a contract.
Just on that discussion, heated debate, which there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's entitled to their opinions.
Of course they are.
Last season he was injured, or this season. So the season, extended season, whatever it is, he's not played for City because he got that injury in the Community Shield against Liverpool. Prior to that, like I said, I think he got 18 goals and 15 assists or something like that season before. And the 2 seasons prior to that, he was absolutely phenomenal. He was phenomenal. So I'm not sure where the disrespect comes in. That's the only thing I will question. I don't know how he could disrespect the club when he's been injured for the last almost 11 months. I'm not sure how he's disrespected the club when he couldn't play for anybody. The fact that he's not signed a contract, is that disrespectful? My point is, it always feels a little bit bitter when somebody who has got a massive injury doesn't play for the club and gets paid every week by the club for like 10, 11 months and things like that. And you sort of, and then they leave with a year to go. You sort of go, we just paid you all that money. But at the end of the day, if you were an employee of a company on the street and you got a serious illness and you're entitled to be paid by the company, you would expect to be paid, regardless of your contract length and things like that. So, I don't know. It's hard. It's disappointing because he's such a brilliant player.
Yeah.
We know that there's been problems with this contract. We've known that now for 18 months. He's been given 3 offers. Apparently, according to Pep Guardiola, 3 offers, and he's refused over the last 18 months, and he's refused all of them. So I think the signs have been there for about 12 months, but I don't know about. I don't buy into the attitude thing. I just simply do not buy into it. There are players who have bad days, good days, and whatever else. We've seen Sergio do what Sane, you claim Martin, has done. We've seen Sergio do that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Easily just give up and look like he couldn't be arsed, if I'm being frankly honest. But we still love him. I don't know, as an outsider, Evertonian Cal, what are your thoughts on the fact that Leroy Sane is not going to sign, so which means he's got a year left. He can sign a contract with Bayern if it's Bayern in January, but he's not going to sign another contract with City. So City have said basically we'll either sell him now if we can get the right type of money, or he'll run his contract down and whatever else.
I have to go with Tom's point of it. Like, I know Martin thinks he's been disrespectful, but I look at him like I look at Lukaku. Yeah, they had their off games, but they put 100% on it. Yeah, they might have not played as good as other players on the pitch, but they tried pretty much every game. And, Sane is responsible for some of it, and you could say some of City's greatest ever moments. The game against Liverpool, where for most of the game they'd come at you, and Sane won that game. And the problem is you don't know if he has half the stuff he said. You don't know he said it because it's stupid journalists from the Scum and from other places that have said, "Oh, Sane wants to leave," and he said this thing about City. It was obvious 12 months ago he wanted to leave because he was looking for houses apparently in Germany, and he was saying he wanted. He'd said, "I need to the club that he wanted." Everyone was Sky reported that he said, "I want to go back to Germany to live there." So for me, I'm gonna be with Tom. I was like that when Lukaku left. As much as it broke me heart, do what you can. Prove to the rest of the world how good of a player you are.
Anyone else get any thoughts on Leroy leaving Manchester as well? He's going to leave, not leaving yet, but he could be here until next summer, which means he still could feature. And that's the thing is, if Bayern, all right, I'll ask the question of just a yes or a no. And then, Alan, if you want to say something, you can come in afterwards. And Cal, if you want to say something, you can come in afterwards. Just a simple question then. How much should City, and be realistic on this, remember he's got a year left on his contract, he can sign a contract in January with Bayern, which means he'll be on a free at the end of next season. How much should City accept if Bayern want him now, this summer, while the transfer window is open? I'll come to Tom first. One figure.
No, Louise, I'd accept 45 million for him.
Right, okay, 45 million. Martin?
Between 40 and 50.
40 and 50, so similar to Tom's 40 and 50.
At least we can agree on that one.
Alan?
70 million.
70 million?
Bloody hell. That's no way we're going to get that for him.
Okay, Chris.
50 million came in my head when you asked the question, Andy. So stick with
Okay,
that.
50 million. Everton, Cal.
30 to 40 mil, I think he'll go for, because he's only got a few. They're not going to pay over 50 mil when they can get him for free next summer. So 30 to 40 mil.
Okay, Carl.
I'm going to go with Alan, probably 65 million, because of Eden Hazard going to Real Madrid with 1 year left. Similar. I'm going to go 65.
Thank you.
Well, that was before COVID.
Yeah, that's why 65.
Okay.
And Real
You've
with
got,
desperate
you
as
got to
well.
remember, Bayern are only offering 30 at the minute. Are they going to go up more than double?
No way.
Then keep him. Let him go for free.
Well, can I ask a caveat on that?
Yeah.
Would you play him again?
100%.
Oh,
100%.
Of course you would.
100%.
If he knows he's got his contract, yeah. If he knows he's got his contract, yeah, and he has to remember next season he's got the Euros going for him and the World Cup the season after. So he wants to have the season of his life next year if he stays at City.
Yeah.
Let me qualify this. Let me qualify my statement, right? Imagine Champions League final. It's against Barcelona, right? He's on the bench. It's 1-1. You got Mahrez and Sane on the bench. Who do you bring on?
Sane.
Who came on Wednesday night?
Who came on?
And there was
First
5
game.
subs.
That's completely
The first
different.
game of the season, Martin. It's the first game of the season. And he's been out for months and months and months. Are you
So when are you
all
playing
right?
him? So when are you playing him? Hang on.
Chelsea next week. Chelsea next week he'll play.
Play him on Monday.
You could play him.
I'm going to ask a genuine question.
Play him on Monday.
You're 3-0 up with 10 minutes to go. What would have been the better opportunity to put him on?
There's no point because
No
he's a player that can make you win a game. There's no point bringing him on at 3-0.
Right.
No point whatsoever. That's why we brought him on against Liverpool, and he won.
10 men Arsenal who were playing absolutely crap. No offence to him, but they were. Why? What's the point of bringing him on when he's got naught to do other than stand there and try and run down the line? You're not going to get an impact as much as you would if he played against Burnley or Chelsea next week.
Yeah, I agree.
If you want to bring him back for his return,
Why are we bending over to him? He's a sulker. Good riddance.
We're not bending over to him. He's getting like Zinchenko on the bench.
Hold on. Stop talking over each other because then people can't hear it. What are you saying, Alan?
I personally think the guy's got a bad attitude. He proved that. He didn't get
How do you know he's got a bad attitude?
Oh.
All right.
How do you know?
Right.
How do you know?
Oh.
How do you know?
He's a sulker. He's renowned as a
How do you know? How do you know?
Well, Carlos Tevez was a
Can't
sulker.
tell you what I do know, but I
You
can't
can't
tell
say
you.
No, that's bollocks. That's nonsense. No, how do you know he's a sulker? That's nonsense.
Can't say. You know
And
that.
how many City players are sulkers? I bet you half the team are sulkers. Because if you're not playing, you'll sulk. And if you ask any Premier League manager, the biggest problem they have is when they don't pick players that they want to play, and they say they're a pain in the arse. The sulking, the moaning, the whining, the whinging. Every player, if they're not like that, they should be a complete footballer.
Andy, hang on. So let's get it right. Why the hell was he not picked in the World Cup squad for Germany? It wasn't for his playing ability.
All right, well, you tell me exactly what was the definitive reason why he wasn't then. Give me the evidence. Give me the evidence.
That's not true, though.
Where's the evidence?
It is.
Yakim
Where's the evidence?
Lowe did mention his
evidence?
attitude.
Right,
That's not everything. You can't.
bring that up on your phone then. Get me the quotes.
That's bull.
Joachim Lowe. He said it's about his attitude why I didn't pick him. Get me the quotes on that. So go on, give me the evidence. This is the thing.
Give me a minute.
You're all buying into the media.
It's so true. You can't.
Right. It's all headline clickbait nonsense.
So true.
None of you know exactly, because none of you know, like I don't, we don't know Leroy Sane and Pep. And if you look at him, why would Pep even put him on the subs bench? Why put him on the subs bench?
If he loved him so much, he wouldn't love him if his attitude were crap, would he? And they'd have got rid of him after the first season if his attitude were rubbish, because even Pep said that if you don't want to play for me, you can go. Why have they kept him for an extra 2 years?
You got rid of Zlatan.
Why put Leroy Sane? Why put Leroy Sane on the subs bench? And you're not telling me that the rumour of Bayern and not signing a contract just suddenly came today.
Oh, it's been around for a while.
Probably a week, maybe, and they've known this. But why put him on the subs bench? What would be the point if they knew that he's definitely not signing a contract? Why put him on the subs bench?
Nobody complained. Yeah, nobody complained about Benjamin Mendy being on the bench for the first 6 games when he came back from a knee injury. So why is it different for Leroy? Just because he wants to leave, it makes it like it's an automatic reason for you're an arse.
Hang on, Benjamin Mendy didn't go and play for the under-23s and all that, though, did he?
No, because Benjamin Mendy had a different bloody knee injury. ACL is worse than what Mendy had.
Well, listen, it's all opinion at the end of the day. People have got it. You know, people are going to love Sane. Others are going to see it in a different light.
It's not about. No, it's not about. The thing is we're dealing with facts, and the fact is.
Well, you know why you can't.
No. Hold on a minute. Wind your neck in. The thing is that the comments that are made about him, there is no evidence about it. It's just supposition. People read headlines. Oh, he don't want to stay, so he must have a bad attitude.
Exactly.
Oh, and he's about this. And you watch him on the pitch with Guardiola, on the training pitch with Guardiola, his arms around him. And if I was a manager, and how many times have you seen managers that gone, bastard?
All right.
Still Warnock would have done.
Okay, I agree with you.
He got rid of Eto'o. He got rid of Ronaldinho when they had bad attitude. There is no sense of Pep Guardiola hating on Leroy Sane and those type of things. And
there's not many players that he says he loves and wishes all the respect after they want to leave as well.
I'm still waiting for these quotes.
Yeah, same, Andy.
You've spent about 5 minutes and still not come up with anything.
Where's Joachim? The only thing.
Right, Chris.
Hang on a minute. You and Tom have took over Leroy Sane's agent.
I'll take you out. Go on, Chris.
Just before I go, Cal's had his hand up for a while, Andy, so let Cal go first.
Thank you, mate. I'll come to Cal. Thank you for posting that. Was it Cal or Cal?
Cal the topic.
Washington Cal, sorry. I've got
Everton Cal. Everton Cal.
Yeah, Everton Cal. Sorry, mate. I've got 6 screens. You're in the corner, Cal. Yeah. Everton Cal. That's why I can't see you. Come on, mate. It's getting very confusing now.
It's just crazy. Like, it makes no sense with people talking that he wants to. Like, we all know he wants to leave, but you know, there's reasons to that. You know, his whole family are back in Germany, so maybe that's the reason. Maybe he's missing his family, and yet it is. You know, you can say, "Oh, get out up, you're an adult," but you know, maybe that's one of the reasons he plays football, and maybe he wants to be back with them because he's had, as we know, he's had a hard last few months. You know, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch. Not just with his injury, but emotionally, we all know he's had to deal with some bad things. So maybe he just thinks going to Germany is better off for City because they get money and better off for himself as a player and as a human. So maybe that's why he's gone there.
And how do you know?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
He's never come out and trash City. It's like Lukaku. A lot of Everton fans, well, all the papers were saying it. They were saying, "Oh, Lukaku hates Everton." He was done an interview with Inter Milan the other day and said the one thing he regrets is not coming out on social media and saying, "I wish I never left Everton." Not I wish I never left them, but I'm sad to leave Everton, but I'm doing this to further my career as a player and as a person. And he said, "I'm leaving to because he believes that he can't win what he wants to win at Everton." Obviously, Sane is different, but Sane's good. We know Sane will show the respect to City when he leaves because he's got some of his best mates are there. Gundogan, you know, we know how close he is to players like Sterling and Aguero. So I think he will. You know, he's leaving to maybe further his career, you know, or his man. We don't know. But to me, just show him the respect he deserves because he's certainly shown City the respect the last 4 years, what he's put into the club and what he's won for City as well.
Okay, right. I'm going to come over to Martin. Oh, sorry, Chris. Chris, you've got your hand up, mate.
Yeah, all I want to say, Andy, really is that if I'm looking to be alive in 10 years' time, I will look back on Leroy in a positive light. When he played in that, probably the last 2 seasons before this one, he is a major part of why City was so good. He was a fantastic asset to the club. I'm really disappointed he's leaving, but I will only ever look back at Leroy Sane as a truly class footballer, and that's what, you know.
It's just a shame it's not going to be another 3-4 years with him.
Absolutely.
Because he
That's how
was.
it goes, though. If you have natural talent, and you want to move somewhere else, which you think as a person yourself is going to make you better, then go for it. Because you as a footballer, it's not a long career like a bank manager or a doctor. You've only got maybe 12 years. Yeah, or a weightlifter.
I just thought we needed to lighten the load.
Oh no, we don't lighten the load. We get it heavier.
I'm gonna lighten the load here.
And a football manager like Joachim Low, which moves me on nicely. Have you got the quotes from Joachim Low on why he drops Leroy Sane?
I'm going to come to Martin because he's clearly got the quotes from Joachim Low where he said.
Oh yes.
I don't want to talk Sane anymore.
What were they?
Yes, we all don't know.
What were they? No, you haven't got it. I'm going to bring in Alan. I'll bring in Alan. So, Alan,
One thing I will say.
just read out the quote.
One thing I will say.
No. You've had your chance. You've had your chance.
All I can say,
Alan,
anybody
no. You've had your chance. Alan, just read the quotes from Joachim Love.
It's actually not from Joachim Love.
Attitude.
It's actually not from Joachim Love.
Anyway, guys, listen.
That's the end.
This is the end of this particular question.
Leroy.
In unison, Leroy. Their faces. No, listen. In all honesty,
City fans or Leroy fans.
It does annoy you that he spent the last year paying him all that money, and his City have looked after him. But that's just business at the end of the day. And we've got to remember, these players are not born in Manchester. They've come to City. They've done very well. We've loved watching. Phenomenal. Leroy has been absolutely phenomenal for Manchester City. I wish he was here for another 3, 4, 5 years, but he's not, and that's just the way it is. And who knows? We could get, is it Davis from Bayern Munich in a deal? Who knows?
Let's see what you think of Leroy then,
We'd have lightning pace on the left wing, but I wish him all the best. I wish he would stay, but he's not going to stay. That's just the end of it. And some City fans will hate it, like Martin, like Alan. But others will just go, it is, and we move on. But anyway, this is the end of this particular... Listen, everyone's got opinions. But anyway, take care. Don't forget to check out the next part, which is coming soon, and we'll take care. We'll see you soon.